what is your position on the TOD and specifically on the San Leandro Crossings project? And I would add on to that, and how do you perceive that impacting the school district? Rick, would you like to go first?
Sure.
Thank you.
Personally, I have some concerns as an individual resident, as a school board member as well. I have some concerns. But again, this is where we start working together. Our superintendent just recently had a meeting with the developers. Let me kind of explain. Our funds come in from the state. However, we can do bonds, we can do parcel taxes, but we also can collect what they call developer fees. New development comes in to our schools district, into our community here, with this, such as the crossing project. We, the school district, receive some compensation from the developer. Okay? Commercial or residential developer fees. But the bottom line, it's not enough. Okay? As an example, the project that we're talking about, the Crossings project, will generate approximately $800,000 to $900,000 to the school district. Now that money can only be used for improvements on our schools. It can't be used for salaries, it can't be used for textbooks, only improvements. Well, what do we talk about long term? What are we going to do for the money to maintain the schools that we've had to increase? If we have to bring in a portable, as we're doing right now at one school right now, we're bringing in 4 portables at one school. We're bringing in some other portables at another school to handle the situation. This is what we have to deal with in the everyday when we have development going on in our city. We need to work with the developers for long-term solutions versus short-term. Here's quick money, now go away. We don't want to be involved. Okay? We need to have them step up and help us out long-term, to help us with the maintenance, to help us with all the other things that go along with it, other than just giving us enough money so we can put a portable building on our open spaces, which we're sorely running out of. Thank you.
You just ran out of time.
I did.
Thank you. Andrew, would you like to go next?
I've discussed this with Morgan, and her position on the TOD as a plan itself is cautiously supportive. On the San Leandro Crossings itself, I think that her concerns echo Mr. Richards in that whether there has been enough analysis and planning done to make certain that the financial impact on the schools has been measured, and that an assessment has been made with the developers so that there's not going to be a negative impact. I think that the one concept that Morgan would be at odds with Mr. Richards about, and he's not her opponent, but just in this concept, is that we're not looking for help from a developer. Help would entail that they had some peripheral role. It's not a peripheral role. You are directly impacting the population of the schools and the demands on those schools. It is a contribution that you must make, and we as community members should be assured that the proper calculation has been done to determine that we're getting the exact amount that will cause impact. And in this one area, we need to have foresight about this. We need people on the board who are not going to look in the short term, but are going to look over the course of the long term. Not when they've moved on to City Council, but for every child that's going to come up in the future, to make sure that we don't have issues 2, 4, 6, 10 years down the road that were shorted by poor foresight in assessing those fees.
Thank you. Hermy?
Yes, thank you.
TOD and San Leandro Crossings.
Yes, to add to my first statement here that I'm against the TOD solely because of the impact, the negative impact it will bring to the school district. And to give you some statistics here is, I currently manage 2 complexes, and this is 277 units, and I have about 550 residents. And currently, I have 35% of this population are students. So you can see here the negative impact it will bring to our school district. And are we ready for that? And to add is, yes, this TOD, most of the people who will live here will not have to think about having a car. But the question is, where will you put the visitors? Do we have enough parking to accommodate these visitors of these new populations that will be adding to this city? And the next challenge we have is, is our current number of law enforcement can embrace this huge population coming in? I don't think so. So those are the challenges. That's why I'm against the T.O.D. Thank you.
Don?
I believe the gentleman representing Morgan Mack-Rose had a number of excellent points for the overall idea of how we need to analyze the situation. But frankly, I haven't studied those positions enough, so I have to say I'm deficient in knowledge. I need to study them more. And so I can only say I agree with his general perspectives that he's expressed regarding we need to look forward and see the overall picture in the future and take that into account.
Thank you. Okay, we have done our 6 questions. We're